there. Like I said, you can review all that stuff in this book here. The markings, respect the marks, okay? Marks can be in chalk, paint, flags, and stakes or whatnot. Faded and missing marks, you should call us to ask for remarks, okay? And if you get out on the job and you see some marks that are confusing to you or whatnot, you might want to make that second phone call to us, asking for a representative from that company to come out to explain explain the marks to you. Okay. Any questions? A lot of information here. Yes.
Let's say the contractor gets the marking called out and I come dig and I hit it, who's responsible? I mean, am I covered?
Run that one more time now.
A lot of times the contractor has it marked already, called in, and I come dig, I go under that. Am I covered?
Contractor, no.
I mean, like the builder or whatever.
The builder, no. The law states whoever's doing the excavation has to call the ticket in. So if the actual builder called it in, he called it in for him. You're coming to do your excavation, you need a OPS ticket too. The actual person that actually is doing the digging is the person that should be calling the ticket in, okay? Good example are tent companies and fence companies. They tell the homeowner they have to call us. No, it's the responsibility of the actual tent and fence company to call us directly, okay? So if they told the homeowner to call us, yeah, it's going to be marked out for them, but if it's hit by them, then it depends on how the law or how the judge is going to, decide. Because I wouldn't take the chance. I just it's a free service. That's another thing. It's free for you to call us. So, yes.
I'll give you an example of that. We did work for the city of Barberton. Barberton called in the spotting. We hit a gas line. We had to pay because we didn't call it in.
There you go.
And we're doing work for another company this week. They called it in. I called back.
Exactly.
My own number.
I mean, if you're working for somebody, if they have a ticket number already, all you need to do is ask for that ticket number from your the other contractor. Then once you call us, you can say, hey, this is in reference to this ticket number. I just need a ticket in my name. Okay? All the information is the same, just I need a ticket in my name, under my company. That's it. So it's very easy if you have their ticket number, The color-coded the color codes, the big ones are red, orange, and yellow. Basically, red and yellow can kill you. So respect those. Orange. The big joke it was, 10 years ago when I hit a cable line, But why is why is orange important today than what it was 10 to 15 years ago? Fiber optic is one big, that'll put you out of business if you hit one of those. But what else is? We're not talking about fiber. We're talking about somebody's cable line going to their house, from the pedestal to their house. Why is that important now? Somebody said it. 911 now. Today, cable has phone service on it. So you hit their cable line, you might have just took their ability from calling 911 now. They might not have a cell phone. They might not have that second line or whatever to, call 911. So cable is actually more important today than what it was back then. Okay. Green, sewer. Blue is potable water. Purple is reclaimed water. Pink is proposed survey marks, and white is proposed excavation. What is an emergency? The emergency is the loss or damage to life, health, or property. Okay. Basically, you can. What this is for utility companies. They can call in for an emergency. You can call in for an emergency if somebody's water line is whatnot out there spewing out, whatever. But basically, this does not waive your actual liability. Okay, you call us and say, hey, it's an emergency, such and such is out of service, and we need to dig ASAP. It does not waive your liability. This is still a 48-hour notice. Okay, they have 48 hours to respond to the notice. Most utilities have a mutual agreement between them that, hey, you respond to ours within 2 hours, we'll respond to yours within 2 hours. But it does not waive their liability. They have the ability to dig right away, but it does not waive their liability. Emergency request. We don't want, like I said, an example of emergency is a broken water main or exploding gas, whatever. We don't want homeowners to call us on Friday saying, hey, I'm starting a deck on this evening. Can you get the utilities marked? Most of the time, utility companies are not going to respond to your request. They'll see you in 48 hours. So that goes back to planning your work. Like I said, if you're planning to work on Saturday, you need to call us by Wednesday. Okay? The do's and don'ts. Check positive response. Positive response is the closing of the communication link. Okay, that is another update in the law. Basically, what it is that ticket number that we issued you. Okay, you can come on to our website at oups.org, click on the positive response. It's up in the top right-hand corner. Click on that. It brings down like a little couple paragraphs. Click on the link to the actual where you can insert that ticket number and see how the utility companies responded to your tickets. Okay, so there's no guessing, did the utility companies respond to my ticket yet? The 48 hours is over. I'm getting ready to go out there to, start the job or send my crew out there to start the job. Now I have the ability to go online, type in that ticket number, see how the utilities responded to it. Did they mark it? Did they clear it? Was there never any conflict in the first place? And there's like 5 other different codes they can respond to. The utility company needs more information from the actual excavator or whatnot. Okay, but that's one of the changes in the law. Preserve and protect the marks. Okay. Call if you need remarking. If the marks was destroyed or whatnot, you'll have to wait another 48 hours or whatnot. But better safe than sorry. Make sure that if you're using, powered equipment, an excavator, a backhoe, a track hoe or whatnot, you have a spotter out there, actually watching you dig, 2 or 4 eyes are better than just the 2 up in the machine. So make sure you have a spotter out there. Do report damages, okay? What you think, you might have scraped the coating off of a gas line. You might not think it's a big deal. It's not leaking, anything. There's you just scratched the surface or the coating off of it. Well, 10 years, 15 years from the day that you did that, corrosion or whatnot, it could become an issue, okay? Most of the time they'll come out, put some coating back on that stuff. So make sure, you report all your damages that you did or that you came upon, okay? And you might have not did it, but, the previous guy might have, okay? Don't assume the depth of a utility. This gets a lot of people in trouble here, okay? Basically, don't assume that utility is 18 inches or whatnot. Like gas is supposed to be 18 inches deep. What they put in, the only time that it can be, assume that it's at the right depth is at the day that it was installed. Okay, what was installed at 5 feet or 30 years ago, is it still at 5 feet today? We don't know. With compaction, erosion, and stuff. That could be, 18 inches underneath. You don't know. So don't assume the depth of the utility. Don't assume that all utilities have responded to your request, okay? That goes back to check and positive response. If they did not, there's a default code. If they didn't report back to us, they get a 999 code, did not respond. So you see one of those, you might want to do a little bit more investigating, why didn't they respond back to it? Right here, do not work on somebody else's ticket. Getting back to her, and she was firsthand experience. And don't assume that all underground facility runs in a straight line. Okay, you might see a meter at the house, and shut off at the curb. Don't assume that that's a straight line. It could snake all the way up through there. And House Bill 458. This is what was updated in the law. Like I said, the governor signed it into law in the end of December. And most of it went in effect on March 27th. And we'll briefly go through this if I haven't covered it yet. What changed? Design tickets, pre-marking in white, universal marking standards, positive response. We are now considered a true one-call center due to LVPs. They're getting the direct notice from us. Trenchless technologies, excavator, training, and large projects. Design tickets. Any EMs call in design tickets? Probably not. Basically what this is it gives the facility owner two options of responding to a design ticket. Okay, they can provide accurate drawings to the actual firm, or they can go out and mark their main lines within 10 business days. Okay, so they have two options of marking they can provide accurate drawings to the requester, or go out and physically put marks on the ground. Pre-marking in white, like I said, this is another update in the law. We always suggested it, now it is actually in the law. They actually give you 4 exemptions of where you do not have to pre-mark in white. If you can give an accurate description of your dig area, you do not have to pre-mark in white. Yes?
Is an accurate description the entire property?
We do not want you to do that.
I mean, go out, test holes.
Okay.
We don't
There are situations that, yes, you need the whole entire property marked.
Yeah.
But if you do not need the entire property marked, please be descriptive of the area that you actually need to be marked.
What's our liability now if it's not pre-marked? Is there a liability to us?
Well, getting back to that exemption, okay, entire property, yeah, that's kind of self-explanatory.
It is fair to say there's plenty of times where we do take up the entire property.
Like I said, there is sometimes, but you're installing a sewer or the sanitary, but it's in the backyard. You're going to put it in the backyard. You don't need everything out by the road mark, but you haven't been there. You don't know exactly where you're going to put it. Technically, entire property could cover you, but we try to, don't do that. Because if you don't need the entire property, you're just wasting time and material or resources, Something that could have taken, the locator, 10 minutes, now he has to mark all the main lines and stuff out in the front yard, and you're working in the back yard. But, okay, what you thought was accurate and precise, say that locator came at the 46th hour. He shows up to your job. And you're biting at the bit to start it. You get that phone call, hey, I don't understand your description. Well, now he might have delayed your project starting because now you have to go out there. He asked you to come out and pre-mark it and wait, or come out and have a site visit, okay?